Hola, bonjour, and mabuhay, everybody. You are listening to Worldwide Tea. It is the number one podcast to talk about the international seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. And as always, I am Evan Sadi from Pop Matters.
I'm Gregory from the playlist, and sometimes you can read me in the LA Times.
Absolutely. And in this House of Love, we believe that all drag is valid and no queen ever deserves online hate. And as American
Mm-mm.
entertainment journalists, we may not get every reference and always appreciate corrections. And there are some truly great queens who aren't good at Drag Race, and we love them all the same. And if there's anything you know about us, we love Venus Deluxe. She is one of our favorite queens. I think that everything we've said about her has been
Love,
valid and fully
love.
uncontroversial. And genuinely, I just want to say, I think Greg and I can be honest. We appreciate everyone who especially commented on our last video episode of this podcast and had a lot of information. In fact, some of the information that they posted seemed to have made its way over to the Drag Race Reddit. And there's a lot of stories going on about what happened on set in this last episode. The truly iconic Siam Prushi episode where she went insane. But there was a lot of interesting cultural differences that were expressed. There was a lot of again, as we've been very blatant about who we are, where we're from, and what we cover. So I appreciate a lot of the corrections. I appreciate a lot of the people who agreed with us. I appreciate kind of everything that happened. But ultimately, we should all know, the Philippines fan base is intense and amazing and wonderful, and we
Yeah.
appreciate every single one of you. Greg, just out of curiosity, I'm just going to toss it out here as a free ball question. Is there anything you want to say in response to anything that was posted on our incredible and active Worldwide Tea community posts
uh,
this week?
Listen, I appreciate the tea from the one poster. I would just say this, listen, if you're listening, I'm a journalist. So my job, if you're going to post something like that, you need to
Hmm.
say how you were there, how you heard
Hmm.
this, and how this just isn't one, something you're randomly making up, two, something
Hmm.
you heard third hand or fourth hand or fifth hand, because if not, it gets regurgitated as though it's gospel.
Yeah,
So if you were there because you did not identify yourself, if you
correct.
were on production or on uh for all I know, looking at your icon, you could have been one of the pit crew boys. Like, I'm not really sure. You looked hot, so,
That'd be
or the one you
dope.
were using was hot, so
That'd
who
be
knows?
dope.
But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, if you're gonna do it again, just say I was there and I know this because of this. Because if
yeah.
not, this is how the false rumors get spread
Hmm.
that Drag Race UK shot in 10 days,
Yeah,
which it
which
did
Theresa
not.
May in a TikTok very recently deliberately debunked in
And
explicit detail. It was awesome.
because this is what happens. It's fun at first to lie, or not to
Hmm.
lie, to fib. It's fun to fib, and the queens sort of like it for a little bit, but then it starts to affect other things. So, as because we care about, and I think the one last thing I'd say is, many of, I think, the viewers of this season did not watch Thailand, and we
Yes.
watched um Siam Pushy get so gaslit by her
Yes.
castmates and by production, and at times even Pangina, and
Hmm.
for stuff that did not seem like she was doing anything wrong or deserved in any way. So when we watch this and it seems like the same thing is happening again, it's hard for us not to react like, what is going on? Why are these
Hmm.
queens acting this way? But
Yeah.
if this is the real tea, and by the way, I saw a video today, and I feel like she's been bullied into apologizing. But she was on a podcast, a
Who was
local,
Siam?
Siam.
Yeah.
It's on Instagram. They posted like
Okay.
a clip of it, and she's like, "I apologize for what I was," but she was talking about how she was just in her character. She was very like involved. She was just very into it, and she did not realize how big she had gotten at the time. She didn't say she apologized to anybody else. She just apologized to the hosts. So
Hmm.
I think
Okay.
she's aware that this story is going around, but
Hmm.
that's all I'm going to say. If you're going to claim something, just give us more tea on how you actually know it, because we do the one thing we don't want to do. We call this the Worldwide Tea podcast. We don't
Hmm.
want to put out false narratives. I think that's
Yeah.
really important. And that's why we always say, if you know we've said something wrong or we've misjudged something, email us, message us, let us know, because there's too much bullshit that certain other popular drag queens on other podcasts have like talked about and made lies about, that we just don't want to go down that road. So,
Right.
and end of rant. But thank you, and thank you for watching. And I'm sure Venus does nothing in this episode that will in any way make us think that she does not think that she is entitled to make it to the finale. I'm sure nothing happens, Evan. Nothing.
At all. Not at all. I think she says completely uncontroversial things all
Not at
episode.
all.
But here's the thing, Greg. Here's the tea about what happens in Drag Race Philippines Slaysian Royale Season 7, which after this episode, I gotta be fully honest, Greg, it's gonna be hard to fuck up. It's gonna be hard to reach Drag Race France Season 2 All-Stars levels, but like this is something special. I think this
Oh, it's
season
great.
really knocks so much out of
So
the
good.
park. I love it so much. The only
I
thing we
have to
truly
be.
didn't go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, you know what I'm really sad is there's
Hmm.
no there's no drag con. I mean,
Well, next week's episode.
well, true, but there's no. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, there is drag con Brazil, and if anyone can afford, if you can afford to go to Brazil and go to drag con, that's freaking awesome. Unfortunately, for what I do for my job, it is the one time of year I cannot go
Hmm.
when they're doing it. But if you can go, that's awesome. I would love to see all these queens. I would love to like, talk to them and meet them in person.
A
So
million percent.
I the only sad thing about all this is like, damn, I wish I would even try to go to London. I would
Hmm.
if they were gonna do it. If they did it in Mexico City, I would go in a freaking minute. So,
Greg
but
wants to
anyway,
meet Ginger Johnson. Okay, this
oh,
has been
so bad.
clear from the get-go. And the other thing I
Oh,
will
don't you
say,
wait. Don't you
before
wait. There's another Ginger on the way.
I
We'll have it in
know,
the next episode.
and I just wanted to briefly talk about for all of you that are following us here. Guess what? We have new seasons of International Drag Race starting. Drag Race UK Season 7 and España Season 5 start this week. And tune in because while our Philippines coverage is isolated to this episode, we also cover those other shows too. We cannot wait to talk about these brand new season premieres, this bunch of new queens that are coming in. Please give
Yeah.
us a listen. Please give us a follow. All
And
that stuff.
and because I think this is gonna drop maybe a couple hours before the episode airs on this is what we're recording this Wednesday night, it's gonna record on Thursday. The only thing I'll say about the new episode of UK is the BBC is gonna
BBC gonna
BBC.
BBC.
So get ready.
Get
Anyway, let's
ready,
talk about this
everybody.
amazing
Yes,
Slaysian
Philippines
Royale lip
episodes,
sync.
episode
Let's
seven,
yeah.
season seven. Let's have a season seven. But the queens walk back into the workroom after sending home Siam, and Yuhua in the confessionals notes that she is the only international queen with a badge at this
True.
point. Makes sense. There's only two left, and and Suki, even though she was in the top last week, did not win a badge.
Mm.
But then after they read the mirror message, they all reveal because it was a top three lip sync. They reveal the queens who had picked the lipsticks, and what do you
Hmm.
know, Greg? Siam's fate was sealed. No
Sealed,
matter
yep.
what she did, every single queen picked Siam. This is a very uncontroversial choice, I would say.
No, I mean they did it by track record. It made sense.
Yeah.
It totally made sense. What was more interesting to me, Evan, was do you think they really didn't see production putting the golden Baloo like over in the corner behind them while they were at the mirror? But I'm gonna tell you, they are great actors. They are
Mm-hmm.
such good production actors.
Mm-hmm.
They were shocked.
Truly.
But Evan,
What?
I teased it ahead of time. What is the big surprise it turns out for the next episode? What has arrived on the scene?
Oh, you mean the golden balloon?
The golden Baloo.
The thing that we just talked about? Yes. Who knew
Yes.
that it would show up? So and it would start spinning and has and little stones on it too.
Lights.
It is glammed up. The golden beaver from Canada. This is not. But I will say it is still lovely and incredible. And oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me do Yuhua reacting to it. What's this yellow egg in the middle of the room? It's just spinning. It's just. She's. Here's the thing I will say is that through the course of the narrative of this episode, I have to respect and I have to bow down. I think that spoiler alert, you're listening to this episode, so you probably know what happens. Yuhua does go home, but I think in the course of these last two episodes, especially, she really went from Queen, who gave just a lot of production filler arguments, and kind of carved out a really beautiful arc for herself. Obviously, it's production, it's TV. Who knows how deliberate it
Yeah.
was, but like she had such a amazing two episodes. I was like very impressed by. how she worked and how production treated her and just all of it together. It's kind of in a entire season where we've had something Wong go off the deep end, Sion
Yeah.
Prushi being amazing in different ways. Truly a legendary season, I would argue. If this has just been an unexpected thing, I thought low key, I did not expect Yuhua to make top six, and here we are, and she deserves it. Like I'm just pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah, I thought she did great. And when we get to it, I thought her argument for why she would stay was really smart. And
Hmm.
to be honest, she's literally producing and giving them everything she wants. Once again, every scene
Hmm.
she's in the episode. Like,
Hmm.
and by the way, it's a really smart strategy for any queen who's going on a versus season. So for any
Hmm.
of you queens who are like about to go on Down Under versus the World, watch
Uh-huh.
what Yuha
Cheryl.
did because the ones that like act like I don't understand like what's going like you sort of you gotta like you want to get halfway and that's how you get halfway. Um
Hmm.
but anyway, we find out this week's guest judges, which we all sort of already knew, are Sasha Colby, our fantastic LA Hawaii winner, and the one and only Precious Paul Nicole, who we saw live just less
Hmm.
than 2 weeks ago. He's
Literally 2 weeks
amazing.
ago.
And then we they come in the next morning and they're reminding Suki that she does not have a badge. Like that is the
Yes.
storyline.
Hmm. And
Uh
it's unfortunate too, but she's also
yeah.
handling it in stride. Her it's the whole time I feel like the other sisters, the Pinoy girls, have looked up to her because she
Yeah.
just has been so fierce. But again, she's been known as a fashion girl. Her as a performer has been such a pleasant surprise throughout this whole thing too. So when this episode started, I truly was in the come on, Suki, let's fucking do this camp. I was so locked in for that. I was ready for that narrative turn.
I thought what was more interesting was Kiana
Oh.
apologizes for giving up in the previous episode, and she seems to have a new attitude, like slept well the night before and is ready to come in and sort of fight. And I thought that was reflective through most of the episode.
Mhm.
But more exciting, Mama Pao comes in, and
Uh-huh.
we are not just getting a reading challenge, we
No.
are getting the library is open, but it is also the reading the future reading challenge, which I took verbatim for what Mama Pao said. That's how she
Yep.
described it. And I gotta be honest, my first I was worried because this felt
Hmm.
like a lot to try to twist. This felt like a Canada twist on the reading
Right. Yo,
challenge.
100%, 100 million%. Because I'm sure they had some reads ready, but now you have to apply it in a future tense. Like it's a little bit of a. I like it. I kind of like a little twist on the whole thing.
So I made really quick notes about them. I thought it
Mhm.
was pretty good. I thought
Overall,
we've had some bad reading challenges this century, this decade,
this year.
this year. Um, there was one thing where you all had a good punchline where, and by the way, the one thing that's tough about it is they really could not write these beforehand because they
Hmm.
did not really know most of these queens who are coming. It wasn't like you're on a US or a French All Star and you know most of your sisters and whatever. Like this would be hard. You can't really like I mean, I'm sure people know this, but most All-Star Queens hire comedy writers to like write them before they go. They figure out who the cast is going to be and whatever. This they were back in their like hotel rooms, like coming up with this for days, like during other challenges. But she had a great punchline about Kiana where she goes, "The judges have forgotten about her too," which I thought was really good. From that made me laugh. What did you have any thoughts about Yuha?
Yuhua, no. Some of the other girls, yes.
I thought Vina's Paladin joke for Kiana was funny.
Uh-huh.
And the queens laughed at it. I didn't think Venus had any other really funny jokes beyond
I mean,
that.
she it wasn't funny, but when she said, "Suki, your clothes are stunning when worn by others," I thought that was a nice one, but also
Hey,
like Suki was like, "Girl, that's not even true," which I agree.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm Team Suki on that one. I got to be
that was
honest.
like Team Secret. But Suki
Yeah.
was great.
My God, she nailed it. It was she could because she also it wasn't just that like the jokes were good, but she tapped into this manic energy. As soon as the Pinoy girl started laughing, she just started like leaning more and more into it. I was so impressed and happy. It just delighted me, full stop, hands down,
And
absolutely.
and as someone as and again, I don't think they wrote most of these, but she did
Right.
have some things there that made me think she had come up with some stuff in case she could apply them to a queen.
Hmm.
So I am curious who from Canada helped her. What comedy queen
Vivian
helped her?
Vanderpuss. I don't know.
Jimbo, actually Helena Poison might help her. They're Toronto queens. Helena's very
Hmm.
funny. Um, And then Kiana, uh, I think
Kiana struggles a little
she
bit.
struggled. Who did she say that's my tomboy season three? She said that about
Oh,
Arizona,
Venus. She said that to
about
Venus.
Venus,
Yes.
yes, which Venus did not take very well, but the rest of them thought it was funny.
And also,
Um,
shout out to the U.S. subtitlers who decided to say this is a lesbian competition show in there. Like, giving you that context, giving you that need. They've done it quite a few times for the season, and I appreciate it. We see you, subtitlers.
we
We
see
thank
you.
you.
And then I thought Brigadine and Arizona were eh. Like I thought it was clearly going to be Yuha or Suki were going to win
Yeah,
it.
Brigading went hard with that Kiana has no parents joke. I thought
It
that
was
was
a
a
little
little bit,
harsh.
yeah. And even Kiana's like, "Girl, we're really going
I
there. We're going
I
that
even thought
personal."
Mama Pao
Like,
was like, "Whoa, this is
yeah,
a
like that is
little like
it's a
okay."
little dark. Yeah.
Um, but anyway, it is over, and Suki Doll wins. And Mama Pao gives her 20, lets her know she's getting her 20,000 pesos, and the always scary, the advantage to be revealed later, which
Mm,
I thought would mean she'd get the golden balut, but does not. Um,
no.
did you have any other thoughts on the reading challenge?
No. It was good. It was overall
It
good.
was
I
good.
had it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard because the France reading challenge was just legendary, but
it was so good.
yeah, but either way, still a lovely time. Oh, and by the
So,
way, Greg, I hope you have enjoyed that mini challenge because there's no workroom today. Sorry for the
no,
edit. No workroom.
nope.
We're going
We
right to it.
we've got some lip syncs to go. I love so Mama Pao comes out on stage. I love this look. This
Yes.
was decadent and gorgeous,
It
and
was
she
fortune
saved it.
teller. It was like it was immaculate. It was a wonderful color scheme. I low key kind of thought she ate up her guest judges, which doesn't always happen. I thought she did so good.
She did. I thought Precious looked great. I loved
Yeah.
Precious's nails. Alaska, old school Alaska would have loved her fake nails thing.
Oh my
I,
God.
I listen. I know. Sasha's look next week appears as though it was ready for the judging table. I'm wondering if she knew she was doing two episodes when she showed up. But I thought it was fun. It was like I'm here
Yeah.
to have fun look. It was a fun party look for Sasha Colby. And I
Yeah.
love Sasha.
Also,
She's my number one, or one of my number ones.
yeah. Also, when Precious Paula, she had the little claw hand things. I kind of remember that during the reading challenge, she made a reference to it, and a lot of the other queens did. Does she just have a thing for biting guys' dicks? Because apparently that came up multiple times throughout the episode. Unsure what that is. Had not heard that prior. Fascinating little sublore for pressure, Paula Nicole.
Yes, pressure Paul Nicole. I forgot all about that. But we find out, and by the way, this had to be exciting to many people who were so afraid that every lip sync song was going to be a RuPaul song.
I...
Nope, not the case. They had some budget, sort of. So they had GODDSS by Sasha Colby, which WoW owns because it's from RuPaul Drag Race. They had Queen by Sylvie, which I don't remember, but I thought we'll get to it.
Cool, right?
Uh, Queendom by RuPaul, which I don't think has been used as a lip sync song.
It has not been, and it's one of her most better ones that came
Yeah.
out this year. It's one of like her best one in like 2, 3 years. Truly, just great.
And then clearly the not expensive to license Boom 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 by the
Boom,
Venga
boom, boom, boom,
Boys.
boom.
Or that
Which
license all the way from UK versus the World season one is still in effect, which whoever
it is
did that
fully
contract, congratulations.
possible. But hey, we get two different Venga Boys lip syncs. Let's not forget. And the last one was the
Yes.
legendary Venga Bus.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, from yeah. Anyway,
Oh wait, have they not done Boom Boom Boom? I thought they had done.
I'm
I
gonna
thought
look it up as we work
maybe
on
I'm
this, but
wrong.
I didn't think so. Yeah, we'll find out.
Maybe they did it on Holland? Maybe they
Oh, fully possible. They did well.
Okay.
I will always remember the end of season one. Holland. You are now going to lip sync to "You Were Birthed in a Particular Fashion" by Lady Gaga, and it was just like, well, we have to do the whole title there? Let's calm down a little bit. But yes, I love the international seasons. They will do the wildest picks of all time. It's great.
So we find out that Suki's advantage to be announced later is announced right now. And
Hmm.
she gets the chance to block a queen and from being able to either pick another queen if they had come up in the spinning ball of decision making, or to pick a song. Or no, maybe
Mm.
that's not what she gets to block. No, because she does get to
She,
pick the song eventually.
yeah.
Uh, but she she decides to pick, to be honest, the most formidable lip syncer on the stage. Smart strategy
Mm-hmm.
by Suki, Kiana, but she says it with
Mm-hmm.
love and sisterhood. Were you
Mm-hmm.
surprised that she picked Kiana?
A little bit. Just because Kiana was in the bottom and had to crash out last week, I think there was certainly a little bit more vulnerability there. I think that it may have been better reserved for an Arizona or even a Venus at this case, but I could see why she did it because at the end of the day, in terms of her bracket, she knew what was going to probably work the best.
I gotta be honest, I would have picked Brigadine because I would have thought I could beat Arizona and Venus in a bottom three lip sync if I lost to Kiana in the first round, and but
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to face Brigadine. So, or maybe I would be forced to, but I don't know if the math works that way. But I would have put Brigadine in the disadvantage. That would have been my choice.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have been worried about Arizona and Venus, which would have been stupidity on my part. Um,
Hmm.
so Suki though also gets to pick
Her
her opponent,
opponent.
and she picks the queen, who is probably who she thinks is the weakest link, which is Yuha. Yuha does not seem pressed, and she picks Goddess by Sasha Colby. Um, so here's the thing. I didn't really get Yuha's strategy for the lip sync, but I still thought it was super close.
Right.
And I thought it was maybe the best Suki doll lip sync I've ever seen, and I know that's a backhanded compliment. I just didn't understand Yuha doing the "You're the goddess" pointing to Suki the whole time. I thought that was a
And at the
bad
very
idea.
end, bowing to her too. Like it was like, did she throw it? Like it was kind of weird
I
because she still put in effort, but like she just kind of gave it a little bit to a degree.
And I feel like we got to remember, Yuha legitimately won the lip sync last week. And
Hmm.
I still think she could have beat Suki here. I just think that was a bad strategic mistake. I'd love to eventually hear from her, like, why she went in that creative direction. Because I don't think that's something Sasha Colby wanted to see.
At
Uh,
all.
no.
No. The whole thing is supposed to be empowering. You're supposed to own that, not give it to someone else. So, whatever.
So unlike other episodes, we find out the winner, and the winner is Suki Doll. And Yuha has to go to the workroom. Usually they have the winner go and make the loser stay. But no, they're going to make the winners of these lip syncs stand in
Stay on
heels
stage.
for
Yeah.
hours while the losers get to go and rest in the back. That was
And
a twist.
for me, it was kind of that thing of like, oh, so they're back in the back room, so they're safe. So the golden
But they're
balloon is
not.
for the top three. Like it was so trying to figure out what was going on. But yeah, it is. Yeah.
What was the next lip sync? And also, Evan, did you think it was rigged, or do you think he actually picked that ball that he picked? The pick,
I,
remember?
Girl, I don't fucking know. I think I did think it was weird that they picked Ginger Minge. I thought that seemed a little forced. I thought that, as always, seems a little odd to it. But either way, controversy or no, it is Arizona who is up next, and she gets to pick her opponent, and she picks. I'm sorry, it is not Arizona. It is
It's
Brigadine. I wrote
no,
that
it's
down incorrectly.
Brigadine.
My God, yeah. Wow, my notes.
It's
Brigadine goes
okay.
ahead, and she picks Venus Deluxe.
So here's my thing though. He picks out the ball. It's there's only three balls left.
Uh-huh.
It's in yellow with big brigading around it. You're gonna tell me he couldn't look inside and see that it said bring a ding before he picked it out? I
With
just
these
thought that was like,
big
come
marker
on, guys.
letters. Yeah,
We need the
exactly.
spinning wheel back. Bring the wheel
Bring back
back.
the golden hopper. Yeah,
But
I've been
anyway,
saying it.
yeah. It's Brigadine versus Venus.
Hmm.
And I thought this was a really good lip sync.
What song do they pick, Greg?
They picked Queendom by RuPaul.
And they
I
also,
thought
by the way, they don't do a 90-second edit of it. No, they do the entire
tired.
fucking song for the sake of the edit.
I
Which
gotta
low key,
say,
I kind of love. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
they did long versions of these songs. Like this was, I was like, oh wow. And also, by the way, that's hard. You have to really win the lip sync. You have to time it out.
Right, right, right.
You can't just do
You can't
beat,
flag your
beat, beat.
energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I thought it was very fun. And Brigadine, spoiler, did win, but I I did think that I thought that Venus might have pulled it through by the end. Like I was
Hmm.
sort of like at a point where I was like, wait, did Venus win this? Um,
There's a couple lip syncs that happen this episode that I feel like this with. Like it seems like there's a clear front runner, but then like the strategy slowly gets revealed and like uh yeah, it was pleasantly surprising.
but I thought maybe Venus had too many stunts. Like she had too
Hmm.
many. I thought that's maybe what hurt her. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hmm.
What was your reaction at the end? Who did you think they were going to say won?
When they bring out the hair gun, when they bring out the
Yeah,
blow dryer on there, and then everybody makes something happen with it, it is a spectacle that I could see, and like really, I truly thought this was going to be more of an Arizona style thing, but I was impressed that we had a balloon blow up, we had a couple other like sparkle reveals, like it was very competitive on that end. Overall, though, I got to be honest, this look I think just looked fantastic on Brigading, and I just couldn't stare at her. I did think at the very end when there was the hair
couldn't
prop
stop
when you
staring at
saw
her.
right when Venus was going across the stage and blowing away all the sparkles. Like there were some great bits
Yeah.
on there, but yeah, in my heart of hearts, I just kind of knew it was Brigading, and I was very pleased to be right in that sense.
So this to all our fans, this is not a Philippines thing. This is for any
Right.
franchise because it happened on France as well.
Uh-huh.
I think that if you go off stage and bring something on stage, you should be penalized in a lip sync. It
I
should be
agree. I'm not
it
gonna
sh-
lie about
it
that for
should be.
real.
And by the
Yeah.
way, again to our Philippines friends, this happened twice on France, and both times I think we both cringed that it was like, why is these queens getting away with it? I know it's all stars, but it's also unfair because a queen
Right.
is taking advantage of going and pulling something off stage that another queen
Hmm.
may or may not know that they could have done. And
Right.
I'm not saying Venus is doing anything bad. I thought it was funny, and I think Brigadine won the lip sync because she
I
realized
agree.
how to like take her stunt and use it to her advantage. Um, but again, I think that it should be like throwing off your shoes or going around with your wig off, like and no wig underneath. Like I
Hmm.
think it should be a like no 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 no. And I hope when they start shooting these seasons for the next upcoming year that it becomes a talking point and we stop this like stop letting people go off stage thing. But
Yeah.
probably not. It'll go for a couple years until people get mad. But anyway, Brigading wins. Venus is what was her
Pressed.
reaction? Was she
I mean,
oh she goes,
she
I'm
I
going to stay.
yes.
And I'm like, wait, I can't remember. Did she say that on stage or when she got back? Oh no, when she got backstage.
Yeah, yeah. When she got backstage, well, no, when she got backstage, remember the whole time you was like, "Don't tell me who it is. I don't want to hear you speak. Please sit down next to me. I'm gonna feel your hand and your chubby arms." And she's like, "Chubby, bitch." Like it was very good. People were, it was overall like a good vibe. I genuinely at this point still thought no one was going home this episode. So,
Oh
yeah, it was a trip.
no, the math is mathing. They have to go.
Hmm.
We gotta send people home soon, or there'll be five people in the finale.
Gonna
Um,
be season 14 all over again.
yeah. So but Venus does say, I'm going to say, which is a little bit of her attitude. Again, I do want to make this really clear. I think Brigadine is winning the season. I've flipped. I don't know who's going to win, but I do think now Brigadine is winning. But
Hmm.
I also would think Venus deserves the win for what her track record has been.
100%.
I will not say that in this episode, though, she was acting as though she was entitled to stay, and maybe it was her putting up a defense mechanism, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't her being funny. She was literally giving a like, I'm not going to leave attitude the whole time. And it got a little annoying. But anyway, just
We'll
me.
get to her in just a little bit. Have a couple feelings about how that all went down, but and because it's actually related to another international season, if y'all don't know,
Oh.
we'll get to that momentarily. But we have
So the
one more lip
last
sync left.
one last
Yes,
lip sync. Who was it? Who were the remaining queens on stage?
it was Arizona, who was forced into a final battle with Kiana, and y'all, they do boom, 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 boom by the Venga boys. Ah, Greg. Greg. These girls know how to fucking serve it.
They
Honestly, and I
do.
gotta be honest here, between Queendom and this song on here, two of the best lip syncs that we've had in a hot minute. It is
Really good.
fantastic. I enjoyed them both. Uh I thought Kiana was fucking bringing it. I'm not sure if the makeup that she had, this kind of serious beat, like
Hmm.
streetwalker kind of mug, I'm not sure if that was the best fit for the song because it's goofy and upbeat. But obviously, she
Yeah.
didn't know what song she was going to get, so she had to do kind of a general splay of what her style and makeup would be. And I think that it kind of hurt her because she still did the stunt. She still did the I don't know how she does that fucking backdrop into bottom split and makes it look like she's going 4 feet high in the air when she does that. I don't know how. It's kind of astonishing. But what did our prop queen Arizona Brandy do this time, Greg? What exciting things did we see she
She did
pull
a
out?
ton of reveals. The one I remember the most was the smoke thing that she
The
did.
vapes through the
The
nose
vapes
to
through the
turn into the
nose.
little oh,
Which I
oh.
thought when she did that, I was like, oh, okay, she's winning
Come
this.
to
Again,
Ospenhoff. Yeah.
I did think it was a little too many stunts. I feel like I don't remember. She did at least two or three. She did some reveals. She did the hair. She revealed. I mean, it's one whatever. She tore off part of her dress. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
Like, and then she did the through the nose thing, and that really sort of worked. I thought Kiana. You know what this lip sync reminded me of? Do you
What?
remember when? And I don't remember the season Jax was on. Was it 15?
Jax was
Jax
on 15,
Jax
yes.
was on 15 and had already lip synced once or twice, in the bottom, and had
Mm-hmm.
like killed it. And they got to the lip sync Lalaparuza, and somehow, and should not have, she had won her first lip sync,
Mm-hmm.
got to the end, to the bottom. And she
Uh-huh.
was sort of tired, and she didn't have any new moves to do left. And
Right.
watching Kiana in this lip sync, I didn't think Kiana was tired. I thought she pressed it. I thought it was like if you've ever played
Mm.
sports, you're a little nervous. You're sort of doing too much. And I think even when they got in the back room, the girls were talking about that. That they said, I think even Venus said like she did a little too much. I'm
Mm-hmm.
mischaracterizing what Venus said, but it was something along those lines. And I thought she was sexy. And by the time it got to the end of the song, because it was a long song, I thought Kiana had sort of calmed down a little bit and like could have won the lip sync. But for that first minute, I was like, oh, you're pressing, you're doing too hard. And she also had that moment where she jumped up in the air, and I got to give her credit because I don't know if she's putting padding on her back at all. She did not land on her tailbone. She landed on her back.
Right.
She
On
landed
her
like
shoulder.
above
Yeah.
her on no no, she landed
Yeah.
like right here. And I literally cringed because I don't care if you're 12 or 14 or 75, that is not feeling good for anybody. And there's no padding there. Normally, when queens they're landing on their tailbone, they're landing on the padding in their ass, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not as bad. But I thought she was good. I also do think she made a strategic error with whatever she had decided this was going to be her lip sync outfit. It was not colorful enough. It was too street like wear fun. Like everybody else had colors. This was the most like sort of like drab,
Serious. Yeah.
serious. Yeah. And maybe it's the only thing she had left. Maybe she'd used everything else, and she's the only thing she had left
She would
there.
have done well with Queendom in this lip sync, but even then, that still requires a little bit of color. So yeah.
But I thought it was super close, and she didn't seem pressed when she lost. She didn't seem like that upset. Maybe I'm
No.
wrong.
I thought that when Arizona did the vape through the nose thing, I thought she did that a little bit too many times at the end. I thought it was a little bit of a crutch, but also like I could just tell narratively she was
But
gonna win the lip sync. Yeah.
did she do it twice in this lip sync, or are you remembering her doing it the next time?
No, she did it twice in the lip sync at various points. I think she did kind of a partial half one at one point too, from what I recall. But like it just like became the crutch that she used for the rest of it. And this is a queen who's used to prop, move on to the
Right.
next one. She kind of stuck with that for the
But
last bit. So
didn't she also
yeah,
do it in the last lip sync too? Because that's when I went, oh no, you're not winning this.
I did not recall off the top of my
Okay,
head.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Um, I'm sure our wonderful viewers will let us know.
we love
Please
them.
let
So
us know.
worldwideteapodcast at
Worldwide
gmail.com
tea.
for your
Because it's not like
inquiries.
we don't have day jobs. It's not like
Yeah,
we have other
no,
stuff we're doing. But we are
not at
here for
all.
this. So anyway, we find out. Um, oh no, I did right. I wrote Arizona did the smoke stunt for the third time.
Oh
She did
damn.
it three times in that. Um, so basically, they realize, um, oh no, wait. Oh, so apologies for everyone listening. She did not do it three times. She did it the third time in the final lip sync. So while all the girls are in the back, the three
Hmm.
losing queens, we have forgetting we have Suki in Arizona, and they are doing a lip sync for the win to the final song that's remaining, Queen by Sylvie. And first thing I wrote is Arizona, she must have done it early in the lip sync. She does the smoke thing one more time. And what I noticed was in the first half of the lip sync, Suki could not get the spotlight. She could not find a way to get around the two other queens to sort of get in front.
Hmm.
And then halfway through the lip sync, it became Arizona sort of fading to the background, not really knowing what to do, and Suki and sort of Brigadine going at it. And for a minute, I
Hmm.
thought Suki might win because she sort of like got her confidence back.
I did too. Holy shit,
And
I did too.
but Brigadine wins, and if I were to watch it again, I'd probably be like, it was a flip 'em, I thought. Like either of them could
Hmm.
have won. Um,
100%. I just knew
and
Arizona wasn't going to win this. She didn't stick out in
no,
the
yeah.
edit at
Mm-mm.
all, which was
No,
just
no, no.
very surprising for her. Yeah.
But she also used up all her stunts. Like
Hmm.
she saved herself to make sure she wasn't going to be in the bottom and used up all her stunts. Like that was her choice, and it was smart because she was up against Kiana. She didn't know she. I'm sure if she was up against Yuha, she never would have pulled out the cigarette the or sorry
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
smoke
The
thing,
vape.
the
Yeah.
vape thing. But we find out that the golden below means that Brigadine gets to save one of the bottom three. So they all go to the back and they have to plead their case to Brigadine. And Brigadine also announces, while they're all sitting back there, that she wants to hear what the other two queens think. The other two sort of high queens, Suki and
Hmm.
Arizona. So it's not all on her.
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
doesn't say that, but I think they have someone in like I don't know who said it, but one of them like in the confessionals like makes that point like, "Oh, so you don't want the responsibility." Um the one the first thing that happens is Yuha makes an absolutely excellent point that the reason that she should stay is because she is the only queen giving something different than all the other queens there. And I have to be honest, I would have saved her for that too. Because if I am Brigadine, I know Suki's not going to win. Sorry, I know that Yuha's not going to win.
Right.
But I know that she'll bring something for the next episode. Maybe she'll go home the next episode. And strategically, but it's a better competition. If she somehow makes it to the final, it shows that whoever wins has beaten all sorts of different queens at the end.
Hmm.
I think it's an excellent argument to make that in some ways, not always, Venus and Arizona are similar comedy-ish queens in how they perform.
Hmm.
And Kiana and Suki are Kiana's the big performer, Suki's the fashion queen who we know can do comedy. Sort of. Do like acting challenges, sort of thing. So
Right.
what before we get to both Venus and Kiana's uh I guess testimony, what did you think about Yuha's plea?
So, Yuhua, and correct me if I'm wrong about this. Yuhua does a basic play. I didn't have a lot of strong feelings, especially about it, to be real. Because her next portion comes after Kiana's plea, if I'm not mistaken. The
No, it
next
was
part of the
first.
edit. It was first? Okay. I mean, there was this quite amazing, you're doing amazing, sweetie kind of moment where because she gets so tearful and because she gets so emotional about it, like, it is such a beautiful part of the narrative because low key, when she talked about, was looking for acceptance, I was looking for love,
Yeah.
and I found it here, I thought that that was actually quite profound because you could kind of see it. She had just been known as the campy, the goofy, the bootleg. Like there was, I don't think anyone necessarily saw greatness in her. I think even when you and I were doing our Meet the Queens about the season, I don't think we necessarily pegged her as being anything, much less a queen that would make it to top six. And so there's kind of a beauty to her arc that is redemptive and I think quite nice to see.
Mm.
But in terms of good TV, yeah, she's got to go in the bottom. Let's be real. Because, Greg, what does your favorite queen, Venus Deluxe, say during this part? And what season does this remind you of when she says what she says?
Oh, I don't know what season it reminds me of, but she does say
Oh,
something. So, by the way, the point you're remembering, the emotional part from Yuha, is after Venus and Kiana have both spoken,
yes,
because
yes, yes.
basically Kiana tells Brigadine to throw Yuha under the bus, and it's just
Yeah.
between her and Venus. and which zoop, I'm not gonna talk about that anymore, about whatever. But
You're already generating enough comments
I'm
this episode,
generating
rest
enough comment.
assured. Yeah.
But Venus is very she's I don't want to say arrogant. She is very like, I am not going home. Like, I do not deserve to go home. And
Hmm.
I'm I apologize, I did not write down more of what she said exactly, but that was sort of, I'm paraphrasing what she said. And I did think it was a little like, I would have wished she'd been like, you know what? I did like Kiana's attitude, like, throw me in the bottom and see what happens.
Hmm.
Like, I like that sort of challenge from Kiana. Um, I do think the second Kiana did that, she told the producers, I do not expect to win this season.
Hmm.
That I am not coming back, and no matter what I do, I will not win this season. And this is
Hmm.
after, didn't she win two, but didn't she like dominated the first two episodes. She should have been high in the third one, or and
Hmm.
wasn't. Um,
Hmm.
I thought that was strange. But what did Venus say anything else I'm missing? And who did it remind you of that I'm
So when
forgetting?
she said, "Girl, I don't want to lip sync tonight," I don't know about you, Greg, but that takes me all the way back to my fond memories of Drag Race Canada versus the World Season 2, Episode 1, in which all the queens go into the workroom. And very out the gate on that first episode, it is everyone's favorite queen, Eureka O'Hara, who says, "Girl, I don't want to lip sync," in almost an identical kind of situation. Because
Whoa.
remember, they had to give out their golden beaver in those situations every single week to determine the top two. And so immediately I had that flashback to Eureka, and immediately that's why, like with Venus, it just gave me a not great taste in my mouth. It's like, girl, if you're gonna be here, be here. Like, yes, you are beloved. Yes, you've been doing well, but there's no reason necessarily to save you in that sense too. But I will say I'm not sure whether deliberately or not. Kiana's plea I thought took some of that heat off because
Yes.
Kiana, the thing I love about her is that I think she's cute. My husband and I were discussing. She's one of the few queens that doesn't have eyebrows that even in boys still is actually cute.
Yeah.
Like I think that's actually kind of a nice vibe that they got going on. But like when Kiana hits you with that capital K confidence, it is like nothing else. She's so determined that it almost distracts you from her pure ego. Like it's just such her she has such a compelling personality. I still stand her to this day, but at this point I agree. She's probably not going to win the season, but her put me in the bottom. I want to prove myself. I enjoyed that. That's good TV. That's a good narrative, ultimately.
I thought it was good. I did not, I thought like, I agree actually with every single thing you said about Kiana in that aspect. But I did feel like, I mean, I wrote it right here. It's like they're basically saying goodbye to Yuha. Like, they are not giving her a shot to win this
It that's
whatsoever. And to be
it felt like they
honest,
were burying her,
they were
truth be
burying her.
told.
And
Yeah.
I give her credit, because if it was me, I would have gotten mad. Like,
Hmm.
I would have been like, this is bullshit. Like, this is unfair. I just won last week. What are you
Hmm.
fucking talking about? And
Right.
I give Yuha a ton of credit for just plowing through it. But she does
Hmm.
say, but she tries to say it in a comedic way, like, what is going, she basically is like, wait, what is going on? Like, what? And it sort of is what it is. But again,
Yeah.
I would love for the next Slaysian Royale season to have a better representation of international queens, so we can have a little more competition towards the end. That's all I'm gonna say. And a little
Yeah.
less people you work at Obar, is that what it is? Q bar?
Yes.
Obar. Getting saved. Or that you've known for
Also,
10 years.
I just want to briefly highlight one of my favorite things though is that they just keep doing it with the with all of the expressions that come out here, like we're going to send them into oblivion, oblivion, like just the backing call and forth that
Yes.
they had when they sat down. I love this insane and wonderful group of girls so goddamn much. I know it's
But I
cultural, but
did
it is just a delight. Yeah.
I did say, like, the way they were treating this, I was like, just let her go home. Don't make her lip sync. If you're gonna like act like this is over, can she just leave now? Like, why put her through the humiliation? But so anyway, they go back on stage, and Venus feels pretty safe. She feels like she's gonna be a-okay, and she's a little cocky coming out on that stage, like she's like, I'm fine. And Brigadine says in the confessionals, which was clearly done afterwards, that the producer was like, well, maybe you should set up that you were trying to create drama so people won't think that you were really, you know, seriously considering doing what you were doing. And she starts, but she does go to the Golden Baloo, and she's like, maybe, she does even say like we do drama on Drag Race Philippines. So maybe
Hmm.
we should do something. She doesn't say fun. She says something like along those lines. And she brings it out. I do love that she like was like a genie ball. She was like sort of like putting her hands around it. It was very interesting. Um, and she starts on this diatribe where she's talking about how this person is her best friend and how she respects them forever and she's known them forever. And literally, Venus turns towards her because she gets the fear of death in her for a second, that her best friend is about to send her. And I think she says, I wrote, "Are you sure?" And she hadn't even said like
Right,
who it was
right.
going to be yet. But it's a deep fake and it's not Venus. She picks Kiana. She picks Venus to be safe, and she had picked Yuha already, and she picks Kiana, and Kiana's like ready to go. And Venus is like still annoyed as she walks off, and like I think she hugs her, but she's still
It,
like,
it,
girl.
it gave Shangela eliminating Chi-Chi in All Stars 3. It had very much that energy.
Yeah.
Like it's like they established themselves outside of the show, but I know they will continue on well after it.
Oh
She's
no,
sickening.
it was
She give
Shangela. It was Shangela not eliminating Trixie.
Right, because she eliminated
Oh,
Trixie.
right,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
But it
yes.
was like, yeah. And
Yeah. Uh,
honestly, she should have eliminated Trixie because Trixie deserved to go home that episode. But no
yeah.
one wants to hear that if you're a Trixie
She
fan.
she gives you that ooh sensation. Anyway, anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but the greatest thing is that for the first time in Drag Race history, Greg,
Yeah.
Greg, I don't know if so.
They
I don't know
raised
if
the
you know
bar with
this.
this. It was super
I,
cool.
I don't know if you know this, but I spent a week in the Philippines last year. It was technically for a work thing, but I wanted to experience everything. I went to Obar. I experienced so many great things. I had Baloo. I love it. It was incredible time. I would go back to Manila. I would go back to the Philippines in a fucking heartbeat. But one of the things that happened while I was there is that every time I would be in a cab or a car, a song would come on pretty frequently called "Raining in
Oh.
Manila." It's this groovy, it's this like jivey song, and it just takes me back to this place. And you know who performed that song? Lola Amore, the band who is on stage right now.
Oh.
What I was secretly hoping it was going to be that song, but no, instead they do a different song. For this instance, they do Misbehave, and it is a live band fucking lip sync on the Philippine stage.
So quick question. The song you were listening to is clearly a maybe a bigger hit. Is Misbehave more in English? Is that maybe why they picked Misbehave? Or
But potentially, because there's a
okay.
long passages in Raining in Manila that are in Tagalog,
Okay.
or at least whatever the regional dialect is that they do. And they're a fantastic band. They've been around for a while. They've had multiple hits. So the fact that
And
they're here, like people are a little bit starstruck, and it's kind of great.
they're straight. They're not get they're as far as we
To my
know.
knowledge, yes. And you know
Please
what,
let us know in the
y'all?
comments. Let us
Yeah,
know.
if there is a gay in the band, I want to know.
Yeah.
Please let us know. Very
And
very critical
also,
information.
I was super worried about this, but they sort of did what I thought they were going to do. So basically, they kept the vocal track,
Hmm.
and I actually think they only used the sound of maybe the trumpets and the guitar. Like they played
Yeah.
along to it. But the vocal track is what the Queens had learned to lip sync to, and even he was like not even singing like to the vocal track. He's like laughing half the time, like while the voice like while it's going on. Um, and I thought it was great. I hope
Yes.
some other iteration of the franchise does it. I don't know if they'll ever do it in the US, but I thought it was fun, and I mean it would be great for a live finale if we ever got this back in the
Hmm.
US. They'll never do it. But I thought it brought a ton of energy, and I give them like standing ovation for like trying something different, and it
Creativity.
worked.
Yeah, it really did because when they actually do the lip sync, and it's a jivey little song, but you see a lot of different flair. Like you see, Yuhua's approach to the song, it wasn't necessarily another "I give up," but she was trying things. Their efficacy
Oh,
is
I thought she fought her ass off. I loved that bit. She literally took a bag of fake cocaine, put it down on the floor, and like sniffed it. I was like, that is a New York Hell's Kitchen queen. Like
that to
that
a
is New
T,
York drag, by the
to
way.
a
Like to
T.
a T. Um, and it was so smart and so good. But Kiana just like kicked her ass. Like she just came alive.
Kiana's outfit was a little bit better for this than it was for
Yes,
Boom 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 Boom, and she
100%.
was able to sell a little bit more. But my God, she sold it because the problem with Yuhua is that when she's performing, she doesn't always pull focus. I think part of the reason why she was able to, when she survived and did well in the Snatch election challenge, is because she was herself. She was just herself. She didn't have to be in a group setting. Her hot and flexible body didn't have to be in front of anything else. But
Yeah.
ultimately, when she's dancing with the singer, when she's doing a couple of these other moves, like it's just kind of like she's there, she's having fun, but it feels very bar. It doesn't feel very performance stage. And I feel like Kiana is just attacking the motherfucker with everything she's got, truth be told.
I think it's easier. First of all, Kiana's a little taller, and this is not a read, a little bigger than her,
Hmm.
like a
Yeah.
little wider. And I think when she won her lip sync versus it was Brigadine and who was the other person it was a three-way. It was her, Brigadine, and Arizona or Venus.
Was it wait, this season?
For the yeah, for the lip sync that Yuha won last week. Who was it against? Who else
Yes,
was
so
it?
it was Suki.
Oh,
And
it's
it
right.
was yeah,
So
yeah. So
I
yeah,
thought it
Kiana did do it last week. Right, yeah.
right. So I thought it was easier for her to pull focus versus them. Also, Brigadine's tiny,
Yeah.
and I think it was easier for her to like grab attention. And here, I think it was harder for her, especially in that outfit that she had, which was very plain and simple, but also a Hell's Kitchen, like New York Queen, like everyday week. Like I'm gonna lip sync in this, do an hour-long show. Like it made sense for what she knew she had it to do, and she probably felt comfortable in it, but it didn't help her on stage. And you're absolutely right. Like Kiana just sort of blocked her on the stage from taking focus. And
Yes.
maybe if the band wasn't there, it would have been a different outcome, and maybe it would have
I
been
would agree.
closer. But I also still thought it was a fucking fun lip sync. I was
It
watching this
was.
like was like, oh, if my friends saw this, they'd want to watch Slate. This would be so fun. Like, I hope it gets all over the web. Like, I thought it was so good.
And the pussy spray. You can't say no to
Yeah,
the pussy spray. It's just right there. And also just to correct myself, yes, last week it was Yuhua and Venus and Brigadine together for the top three
right.
lip sync.
So
Yeah,
so she was able to. Venus is not a great dancer lip syncer.
correct.
Yuha is a better dancer lip syncer than Venus. I'm sorry, it's true. But Brigadine had all like she was able to just pull focus from Brigadine in that moment. And here she just couldn't. The one thing I will say, I did think the thing that Kiana did, I love that she kept her stunt to the last minute. Super
Hmm.
smart. I still thought the cocaine stunt was funnier. Like I remember that more. And I thought the pee thing was fun, but I actually thought that narratively the cocaine thing was way I don't know that was
You and
so
your
good. No one has ever
American
done it.
bias for these Hell's Kitchen queens coming through yet again.
Yeah.
It was also
You
very
know.
funny when she was when she was crawling toward Kiana was crawling towards the camera before she did the pussy spray stunt, and she could
Yes.
actually see the can right in her hand. So like she was prepped and
Oh.
ready to go. I'm like, okay, there was a little bit of seeing behind the curtain there, but
But you know
overall,
what? That reaction from Sasha Colby was genuine. And if you can
yep.
get that reaction from Sasha,
Yeah, that's the
not
kind
mad
of
at
thing
it.
where I was a little disappointed because, like, yes, they did the Canada thing where it's like, what are your thoughts on the lip sync? But really, I think Sasha and Pressure will be used better next episode.
Yes.
I think it was not their best shining time, but it was an easy paycheck, and I'm happy for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Sasha was touring already in Asia, so I think it worked. Boom boom. But so anyway, we find out that Kiana is saved. And Yuha, our American bootleg queen, is sent home. And at first, she doesn't seem like she's that upset.
Hmm.
And then, I'm not saying she was acting for the cameras. She seemed like she got overly emotional. All the queens came on stage and sort of hugged her. She talked about how much she was accepted. I do believe all that. I believe that mattered to her. Um, I also do wonder if she still got an extra check per wow for going in doing this. But
Hmm.
we'll never know. We'll never know. We'd hate to put any false narratives out there, Evan.
Outside
Not at
out there
all.
because we weren't there. We weren't in the
We
accounting
weren't
office.
there.
We
We weren't
can't
there. We
say.
don't know.
But if someone like Yuhua was there, worldwideteapod.bsky.social, we'd love to hear from you. That's all we can say. But yes, she also said, as she actually says, quote, I came here and got what I wanted, and I do genuinely believe that.
Yes.
Because she did what every queen wants. She made it to the top half. She won a challenge. She really kind of reestablished who she was. Like I'd book her after this, like, and that's something where I necessarily wouldn't have the strongest feeling about before. So credit to her for doing the work for all those years. And low key, I'm sure she's been asked for other things. I'm confident she has, but I think her waiting for this moment may have been the right time. Go ahead, Greg. You have thoughts?
I don't think she has. I think
Ah,
this was her one chance. But I will
she used
say
it.
along those lines is we do know that the next season of American All-Stars will be another bracketed
Bracket. Yeah.
18 queens, three things. WoW and Paramount, dear God, I still hope it's on Paramount for All-Stars 12. Um, Tends to do things in cycles. They've talked about how this was a new era. So I am
Hmm.
assuming that if they're happy with what happened, what they shot for the upcoming season, that they'll do it at least one more time. And if they do that, I think Yuha would be a wonderful candidate to come back as one of those six queens in an 18 queen bracket. She might surprise, she might make it to the merge point. I think I hope that she showed the WoW executive team that not having her on All Stars was until now was a mistake, and
Yeah.
that she would have done really good. She would have been great on season 6. Wasn't that the season with Jiggly? Yeah, it
Season
was
six.
Sonique.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, I thought that was season four for some reason. Season six,
No, no,
Bianca Del
season
Rio.
4 was no, All Stars.
Oh, All
All
Stars.
Stars 6. No, no, no. She would have. I feel like she would have done
Yes, that
great on
was
that
Jiggly.
season.
Yes, yes.
Um, she would have actually done even great on season 8, Jimbo season.
Hmm.
But it's okay. And also I do think if she's on an American season, her she'll probably have a higher budget for clothes. Like I feel like her runways
Hmm.
will be a little bit better, but maybe not. She's the bootleg queen. But we do get it. We get a hint about what next week's episode is, Evan. And what does it appear is going on? I are we going to DragCon in Manila?
I
What's
think we
happening?
have to. They're apparently the Queens are challenged with setting up their own booths and presentations for it. So listen, who knows what happened to Trey? But will there be House of Love cocktails there? We just don't know.
No, there's no
We'll
more House
have.
of Love Count. Yeah,
I know, but yeah, hey, we're bringing back DragCon. Who knows what other surprises await us in the back end? I'm very curious about it. It should be fun.
it should be totally fun. And we've only this was episode
Seven.
7. We only have 8, 9, 3 more left. Oh, actually,
Mm-hmm.
maybe next week is non-elimination. Um,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think though, Evan, is winning Drag Race Philippines
Oh,
Slaysian Royale?
fuck. It changes, man. Like, it's so easy to say whoever won the most recent episode. I feel like that's kind of a clutch answer. I
Hmm.
my again, as always, my heart is with Kiana and I love Suki, but I still think in my heart of hearts it's Venus. At this point, with everyone who remains, it's kind of anyone's game. It really, really is. But I think it's between Brigading and Venus, if I'm being right. I don't think this is Arizona's time, to be real.
I 100% agree with you. It feels as it at this point, I would still say Venus deserves it. I don't know
Hmm.
what happens if Brigadin keeps winning. If she keeps winning, she'll
Sure.
have more than Venus. So it
Hmm.
doesn't matter how great Venus has done the whole time. Or in theory it might.
Right.
Um, but my gut, I've again, Venus deserves to win. I would be super happy if she won. She just posted this amazing Insta today that I thought was
Yes.
so good. She's killing it on social media. Um, it makes me want her to tour the world and please come. I would pay a premium to see her perform live. But I sort of feel like it's edging toward Brigading. Like it's sort of going in that direction. But again, we have 3 more episodes, so we'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all strap in. And again, thank you everybody who has been listening to us this whole time. This has been one of the most delights and surprises. Greg and I are coming up on 1 year of doing this podcast. We've
Yeah.
interviewed winners from multiple seasons. There might be some more coming up in the future. But we've had an incredible run. And thank you so much for everyone who listens and who's followed our Instagram and our Blue Sky and who just is just there for us and leaves comments, lovely and non-lovely alike. We do read some of them. And just truly, truly thank you for the support. And we're going to be back next week. And in the meantime, we're covering all the other seasons, including UK and Hispania, that's starting this week. It's
And
crazy.
and I was going to say, watch on Monday for the next episode of the General Worldwide Tea podcast, where we will do the first episodes of UK and España. And I'm telling you, if you want to have some fun, you're gonna want to listen to this episode. I swear to
It's gonna
God,
be good.
it's gonna
It's
be good.
it's gonna be good. Team Ethan for Project Runway as always. And in the meantime, we'll see. In the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.